So AEW x NJPW Forbidden Door was this weekend, and your boy had the time and opportunity to fly all the way down to Toronto, Canada to see it live and in person. I thought the show overall was great. There was a lot to really enjoy about it, and I know a lot of you want my opinions on it. So that being said, this is AEW x NJPW Forbidden Door 2023 rank. All of my favorite matches from the show ranked in order from least to best. Starting off with the least desirable match to me on the entire show, it was Sting, Darby Allin, and Tetsuya Naito versus Chris Jericho, Minoru Suzuki, and Sammy Guevara. I don't want to go as far as to say that this match was a train wreck, because that would really entail that this match had to be like really bad, but I struggle to find any good that happened here. It was nice to see Tetsuya Naito wrestle in an AEW ring. It's always a treat to see Sting and Darby Allin team up. Come on, man. Shouting Kazenina right at the top of my lungs, like, can't beat it. And I'll be 100% honest with you. This was the bathroom break match for me. Like, as soon as the bell rung, I got up, went to the bathroom, charged my phone, and I did not come back until the match was over. Well, I missed everything that happened during the actual show. I had to watch it back, like, when I got home on playback. And I remember being in the arena, people were saying, oh, this match was like bad, it was all over the place, Sting might have got concussed, and I'm like, oh boy. Now I finally watched it back, and I could see why people didn't like it. The match was just all over the place. It didn't know what it wanted to be. It wanted to be a brawl, then it wanted to be a falls count anywhere, then it wanted to be very centered and tell a bunch of story. It was so discombobulated. Sting is in the twilight of his career, and because of this, we're seeing him work a much slower pace, and because of that, he's a bit slower to react to certain things, and in this match, he takes a cutter from Sammy Guevara, and it looks like it was very scary. People said they thought he was concussed. I thought he was concussed too. Especially when he went to that table spot on the outside and he didn't move in enough time and had to no-sell it, which was cool but very odd. Naito and Guevara had some nice exchanges, and I feel like there might be something there in the future that will likely never happen. As too with Darby and Suzuki, honestly. But the rest of this was sloppily put together. I can't give this any higher than 2 stars. I know the meaning to an end is probably going to be Sting versus Chris Jericho at All In, but this was just not the best way to get from point A to point B. MJF versus Hiroshi Tanahashi for the AEW World Championship was like top 3 matches I was most looking forward to on this card. Because they're 2 distinctly different personalities, 2 distinctly different wrestlers. I was very curious to see how this would play out. Obviously, like everyone else, I did not buy for a second that Tanahashi was going to win. It was all in the work rate and how this would play out. We've seen MJF have 5-star matches. We know Tanahashi can put on basically a 5-star match with anybody. But I think he's reached a stage in his career where those days are long gone. Cracks in the armor of Tanahashi are starting to show, especially with his match with Swerve Strickland on Collision the night before. I saw that match happen in real time. It was very, like, I have immense respect for Tanahashi. I've watched him wrestle for like the last 6 years, and he's a tremendous performer. But it would be a lie to say that he is not slower, a bit more like rough around the edges with executing moves, and to be honest, like, this was probably his worst performance I've seen in a while. And again, immense respect, and I'm not trying to like taint any of his name or anything, but like, it was very obvious how limited he was in this match, and it almost felt like he really should have been on vacation or made time to heal up, because it looked painful to watch him at some points. I hate to say it, but MJF at points almost had to carry him. MJF was really good at selling the knee. Tanahashi and Spurts had that really great babyface comeback that we all come to expect from the Ace. But I think the biggest crime of this match is that they didn't really find a common middle ground between that American Showman style and that strong style. It felt like a mishmash of styles that just really did not work all that well. MJF won, but by the end I felt like it was a match I could have gone without seeing, so I'm going to give it 2.5 out of 5 stars. Toni Storm versus Willow Nightingale for the NJPW Strong Championship was another match I was looking forward to, and in the arena, a lot of people did not care. I gave the match my attention. I felt like it was decent for the most part. There's content in here. There's meat to bite on. You know, they had that semi-strong style Joshi nature that you want to see from an NJPW strong champion and a former Stardom world champion. I think there was spurts of potential in here that if they were given more time and, actually given more to work with, they could have a really good match. Given its place on the card, it felt like such a come down. It felt borderline almost impossible for these women to follow up what just happened and what was going to follow after. It was almost kind of unfair, honestly. It worked with what they had, but it was doomed to be nothing special. So I'm going to give this match 2 3/4 out of 5 stars. Better than MJF and Tanahashi, but nothing special. Jungle Boy Jack Perry versus SANADA for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship was a decent match that felt like it kind of just happened. There was offense from both sides, and I felt like Jack Perry really held his own in this match against SANADA. He was doing some really great crowd work in this match. For a world champion in a Japanese wrestling promotion, this guy would work really well in an AEW. But again, no slouch to Jungle Boy, he was doing his own thing too. I'm gonna give this match 3 stars. It was better than the last few I named, but not by much. And I think when it's all said and done, people are going to forget this match was even on the card. Highlight of this whole match was the post-match segment where Jungle Boy turned on Hook. We're now getting a heel Jungle Boy, and I'm curious to see what happens with that on AEW. CM Punk versus Satoshi Kojima showed off what a heel CM Punk will look like in AEW, and I'm excited for that. This guy was showered in boos for the first time in AEW history. And he played off of that excellently, the only way CM Punk can. Raining down offense on Kojima while taunting him and the crowd. Ron was just eating that shit up. Kojima brung that hard-hitting 90s Noah's Ark style wrestling that only someone of the nature of Satoshi Kojima can bring to the ring. I don't think this match is going to be something people remember anytime soon, but it definitely was something that I felt like, it was a nice tongue coater on the card, especially being second on the card. So I'm going to give this match 3 1/4 out of 5 stars. Am I begging you to watch it? No. But am I asking you to skip it? Also no. Bryan Danielson versus Kazuchika Okada was the main event of the show, and honestly one of the most, if not the most hyped match on the entire show. And we were absolutely on to greatness in this match up until Bryan Danielson got hurt, and the match did suffer because of it. It was a technical masterpiece in the first 5 minutes, was starting to lean into the second act epic of a New Japan match. Saw finishers and kicks and comebacks, and both men brought what I felt like could have been their best to the table. But then we just had this really abrupt ending where Bryan tapped out Okada, and it was an extremely anticlimactic ending to what this match should have been. Again, I'm not going to put too much a damper on it because it was an injury and we can't control that, but I'm also not going to pretend this is an all-timer because it wasn't. I'm going to give this match 4 stars. Hopefully there's a rematch down the line because I felt like there was a lot left on the table. Getting into the top 3, we had Orange Cassidy versus Katsuyori Shibata versus Daniel Garcia versus Zack Sabre Jr. for the AEW International Championship. This truly was the most fun exhibition on the entire card. All these styles just meshed so well together in this fatal 4-way format. Orange Cassidy's nonchalant attitude but great wrestling aspect. Katsuyori Shibata's cold-hearted shooter style. Zack Sabre Jr.'s tentacle wrestling prowess. And Daniel Garcia's little think he was doing the whole bruh, that was hilarious. All 4 of these men were in the kitchen cooking that night, serving up some great professional wrestling, and we were just in the crowd eating that shit up. It's just a genuinely fun time to watch. I'm going to give this match 4 1/4 out of 5 stars. Coming in at number 2 was this unexpected banger in the Blackpool Combat Club, Shota Umino and Konosuke Takeshita versus the Elite, Eddie Kingston and Tomohiro Ishii. This match is everything the 6-man tag wanted to be. So many stories in here that perfectly combined with each other, went up against each other, and was just excellently put out. Everyone brought something to the table and everyone showed off their best. Got tremendous high spots, brutal brawling action, and tremendous tag team wrestling. You can't ask for much better. It's definitely contention for tag team match of the year. I'm going to give this 4 3/4 out of 5 stars. Did you really expect any other match to be number 1? Kenny Omega versus Will Ospreay for the IWGP United States Championship is easily top 2 greatest matches of the year. Incredible pro wrestling mastery from both men. A instant must watch. 5 stars without a doubt. And that's my Forbidden review of Forbidden Door. Let me know what you guys thought down below. Like and follow for more.